Welcome students. Here we are going to discuss on nature and scope of management, by which you will be able to understand concept and nature of management, the objective of management, principles of management, importance of management, process and functions of management, management by objectives MBO, management as art, science and profession, management as social system, management administration and management organization. Management means managing an activity. When we talk of managing an activity, we really mean to make the activity a success. In other words, we have in mind some goal and we decide about the ways of carrying out the activity so as to achieve the goal. Organization. Two or more people who work together in structured way to achieve a specific goal or set of goals. Goals. Purpose that an organization strives to achieve. Organizations often have more than one goal. Goals are fundamental elements of organization. The role of management to guide the organization towards goal accomplishment. One of the enduring questions in the field of management is whether it is an art or a science. It is an art as skill in conducting any human activity, and science as any skill or technique that reflects a precise application of facts or a principle. Reflected in the differences in these definitions is the use of precision in science, in that there is a particular prescribed way in which a manager should act. It is observed that principles of science with universally acceptance principles, experimentation and observation, cause and effect relationship, test of validity and predictability are true in case of management also. However, since management deals with human beings and human behavior, the outcomes of these experiments are not capable of being accurately predicted or replicated. Therefore, management can be called an inexact science. Management is an art. It can be use of creativity, imagination, initiative. Managers compete for resources against all other organizations with the appropriate skills and techniques. Managers must make only what creates overwhelming value. Managers must reward those who deserve it. Buy what else you need and relabel it. Mix internal and external products to increase your value. Retain employees by being successful. Management is an art because it requires defining a new way of looking at the nature of organizations, nature of work, nature of information, and the interrelationships thereof. Therefore, art will always have a part in the definition of management to surface and question the assumption in the line of through. Management is considered a process because it involves a series of interrelated functions. It consists of getting the objectives of an organization and taking steps to achieve objectives. The management process includes planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling functions. Nature of management. The success of any management activity is assessed by its achievement of the predetermined goals or objective. Management is a purposeful activity. It is a tool which helps use of human and physical resources to fulfill the predetermined goals. Management integrates human efforts to those resources. Management is an ongoing process. It involves continuous handling of problems and issues. Management is required in all types of organizations, whether it is political, social, cultural, or business, because it helps and directs various efforts towards a definite purpose. Management is very much less concerned with individuals' efforts. It is more concerned with groups. Management is a process of organized activities. Groups of people cannot be involved in the performance of activities without organized activities. Management has framed certain principles which are flexible in nature and change with the changes in the environment in which an organization exists. Management principles are relative, not absolute, and they should be applied according to the need of the organization. Objectives of management. The management is the core of an organization. It plays a basic role in organization's development. The main objective of management is to secure maximum outputs with minimum efforts and resources. Management increases the efficiency of factors of production. Management ensures smooth and coordinated functioning of the enterprise. This in turn helps in providing maximum benefits to the employee in the shape of good working condition, suitable wage system, incentive plans on the one hand and higher profits to the employer on the other hand. It enables the organization to survive in changing environment. It keeps in touch with the changing environment. Efficient management leads to better economical production, which helps in turn to increase the welfare of people. Good management makes a difficult task easier by avoiding wastage of scarce resources. Principles of management. A principle refers to a fundamental truth. It establishes cause and effect relationship between two or more variables under a given situation. They serve as a guide to thought and reactions. Therefore, management principles are the statements of fundamental truth based on logic, which provides guidelines for managerial decision making and actions. These principles are derived on the basis of observation and analysis, that is, practical experience of managers, by conducting experimental studies. There are 14 principles of management described by Henry Fayol. Division of labor, party of authority and responsibility, principle of one boss, unity of direction, equity, order, discipline, initiative, fair remuneration, stability of tenure, scalar chain, subordination of individual interest to general interest, Esprit D, centralization and decentralization. Importance of management. Management is a necessary evil of any business. They provide the leadership and administration that will ensure that the business runs the way. There are some management personnel that are more effective than others. I help in the achieving group goals. Management utilizes all the physical and human resources productively. This leads to efficacy in management. Optimum utilization of resource. By defining objective of organization clearly, there would be no wastage of time, money and effort. Management concerts disorganized resources of men, machines, money, etc. into useful enterprise. These resources are coordinated, directed and controlled in such a manner that enterprise work towards attainment of goals. Management reduces the cost of product. It gets maximum results through minimum input by proper planning and by using minimum input and getting maximum output. Management uses physical, human and financial resources in such a manner which results in best combination. This helps in cost reduction. Management establishes sound organization. In tune with the objective of organization and for fulfillment of this, it establishes effective authority and responsibility relationship, that is, who is accountable to who can give instructions to who are superiors and who are subordinates. Management establishes equilibrium. It enables the origination to survive in changing environment. It keeps in touch with the changing environment. Management essentials for prosperity of society. Good management makes a difficult task easier by avoiding wastage of scarce resources. It improves standard of living. It increases the profit, which is beneficial to business, and society will get maximum output at minimum cost by creating employment opportunities which generate income in hands. Process and functions of management. Function of management. Management has been described as a social process involving responsibility for economical and effective planning and regulation of operation of an enterprise in the fulfillment of given purposes. It is a dynamic process consisting of various elements and activities. Planning. Planning involves mapping out the process of achieving a given goal. It looks ahead and prepares for the future. Organizing. To organize a business is to equip it completely. This includes its functioning, employees, raw materials, tools, capital, etc. Staffing. Staffing is a continual process since people may leave, be terminated, retire, or die. Often changes in the organization generate new positions which must be filled. Directing. After planning, establishing and staffing the organization, the next step is to define its objectives. This function can be termed as leading. Controlling. The manager must ensure that everything happens in consistency with the plans, the instructions provided, and the principles established. Innovation. Innovation means developing new thoughts that may also bring about the creation and innovation of new products or identifying new uses for the old ones. Management by objectives, MBO. The process of setting objectives in the organization to give a sense of direction to the employees is called as management by objectives. It refers to the process of setting goals for the employees. Management by objectives guides the employees to deliver their level best and achieve the targets within the stipulated time frame. The management chunks down the organizational goals and assign chunks to senior managers. Senior managers then derive objectives for them to achieve the assigned organizational goals. Operational management then chunk down their objectives and identify the activities required for achieving the objectives. Each objective is properly tracked and the management gives periodic feedback to the objective owner. In most occasions, the organization defines processes and procedures in order to track the objectives and feedback. At the end of the agreed period, the objective achievement is reviewed and an appraisal is performed. Management as art, science and profession. Management as an art. Art involves the systematic application of theoretical knowledge and personal skills to achieve desired results. The function of art is to effect change and to bring about desired results through deliberate efforts. Art is a personalized process as every artist has his own style. Art is essentially creative and the success of an artist is measured by the results he achieves. Art prescribes how to do things and it can be improved through continuous practice. Art is result oriented, involving practical way of doing specific things. It consists of bringing about desired results through the use of skills. Art involves practical application of theoretical knowledge. Management as a science. Science is an organized or systematized body of knowledge pertaining to a particular field of inquiry. Science is systematized in the sense that it establishes cause and effect relationship between different variables. Science explains why of human behavior. Management is a science because it contains all the characteristics of science. Firstly, there is a systematized body of knowledge in management. Principles are now available in every function of management, and these principles help to improve managerial effectiveness. Secondly, principles of management have been developed through continuous observations and empirical verification. Thirdly, management principles are capable of universal application. Management as a profession. A profession may be defined as an occupation that requires specialized knowledge and intensive academic preparations to which entry is regulated by a representative body. Specialized knowledge. A profession must have a systematic body of knowledge that can be used for development of professionals. A manager must have devotion and involvement to acquire expertise in the science of management. Formal education and training. There are a number of institutes and universities to impart education and training for a profession. No one can practice a profession without going through a prescribed course. Many institutes of management have been set up for imparting education and training. Social obligations. Profession is a source of livelihood, but professionals are primarily motivated by the desire to serve the society. Their actions are influenced by social norms and values. Similarly, a manager is responsible not only to its owners but also to the society, and therefore he is expected to provide quality goods at reasonable prices to the society. Code of conduct. Members of a profession have to abide by a code of conduct which contains certain rules and regulations, norms of honesty, integrity, and special ethics. A code of conduct is enforced by a representative association to ensure self-discipline among its members. Any member violating the code of conduct can be punished and his membership can be withdrawn. The AIMA has prescribed a code of conduct for managers, but it has no right to take legal action against any manager who violates it. Representative association. For the regulation of profession, existence of a representative body is a must. For example, an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India establishes and administers standards of competence for the auditors, but the AIMA, however, does not have any statutory powers to regulate the activities of managers. Management as social system. Management is a social science as it involves the study of human behavior. It is a comparatively young and growing behavioral science. Organization is essentially a cultural system composed of people who work in cooperation. For achieving organization goals, a cooperative system of management can be developed only by understanding the behavior of people in groups. Organization is a social system, a system of cultural relationships. Relationships exist among the external as well as the internal environment of the organization. Cooperation among group members is necessary for the achievement of organization objectives. For effective management, efforts should be made for establishing harmony between goals of the organization and the various groups therein. It has real significance to the practicing manager in the sense that managers operate in social system and the organization is likely to succeed if the demands of the society in which it operates are fully recognized. Management, administration and management organization. A management system is a proven framework for managing and continually improving our organization's policies, procedures and processes. A management system helps our organization to achieve these goals through a number of strategies including process optimization, management focus and disciplined management thinking. Management organization is the foundation upon which the whole structure of management is built. Organization is related with developing a framework where the total work is divided into manageable components in order to facilitate the achievement of objectives or goals. Organizing is the determining, grouping and arranging of the various activities deemed necessary for the attainment of the objectives, the assigning of people to those activities, the providing of suitable physical factors of environment, and the indicating of the relative authority delegated to each individual charged with the execution of each respective activity. Management of information, whether based or computerized, is central to the effective running for any organization in a competitive global marketplace. Many administrative processes are repetitive and require to be regularly reviewed. Software aids all aspects of administration. It has to be remembered it is just a tool for collection and dissemination of data. The information produced needs to be clear and concise to be of value to a manager. Summary: management reduces the wastage of human material and financial resources. Wastage is reduced by proper production planning and control. If wastage is reduced, then productivity will increase. Management encourages employees to work as a team. It develops a team spirit in the organization. The core aim of management by objectives is the alignment of company goals and subordinate objectives properly, so everyone in the organization works towards achieving the same organizational goal. The main objective of management is to secure maximum outputs with minimum efforts and resources. Management is required in all types of organizations, whether it is a political, social, cultural or business, because it helps and directs various efforts towards a definite purpose.